Hello everybody. My channel is called Language Constructionist, and that is the name I will be using, Language Constructionist. I was going to use Language Maker, but I decided that Constructionist sounded better, and that's why I went with Language Constructionist. So, I wanted to do a quick background about myself. Here is what I was going to do in this video. We'll see how it works out, but here I go. So, a quick background about myself. When I was young, I'd say, I must have been 8 or 9 at the time. I first was introduced to the Lord of the Rings through the Lord of the Rings films that came out in the early 2000s. And when I got into the films, I got into a little bit of the books, but I couldn't read very well back then. I was fairly young. Like I said, I was 8. I have not read all the Lord of the Rings books. I have seen all of the Peter Jackson films, not the animated ones. I don't think I've seen any of those. But I have seen all the Peter Jackson films. I read The Fellowship of the Ring and The Hobbit. Anyways, I got interested, because of the films, I got interested in J.R.R. Tolkien, and when reading about J.R.R. Tolkien, you come across his constructed languages, or at least them talking about it, and that really fascinated me as a child. And I'd always wanted to make a language, construct a language, but I only knew English, and not very well at the time. Maybe not very well now either, but we'll see. And so I'd always wanted to construct a language, or make a language like J.R.R. Tolkien did. And so many years later, I decided to study Japanese. And after I began studying Japanese, I started to understand how languages worked better than I had when I was learning English. And then probably about 3.5 years ago, I started to construct languages. I have constructed several just basic ones, not fully constructed languages, but the early steps. An example would be like this one. As you can see, it has the writing and some pronunciation. I don't really focus too much on pronunciation. It should be noted that none of the languages I've made have names yet. I have never gotten to the point where I've given one a name. So, probably still quite new to this. But, anyways, so this isn't it. The writing goes on here. But anyways, what I was saying is that the pronunciation isn't always as important to me, and it changes quite a lot. The system, the writing system, is much more important to me than the pronunciation. So sometimes the languages I make are hard to speak because I didn't really intend to intend them for speaking. They're mainly for reading and writing. As you can see, I had some vocab and different negative form and different things like this. This was some example sentences that I had created for this one. This will not be the focus of the of the series of videos I post. I'm sorry that not everything is in the frame. As you can see, it would be written up and down, which is actually quite difficult to write in most notebooks. As that's maybe why I didn't go into this one anymore. But so that's a quick background. I was really interested in Tolkien and very impressed with what he did, and I wanted to be like him in that way. So next, let's talk about the goal of the channel that I am creating. This is really just for fun, not really looking to turn this into a full-time job or anything like that. Maybe I'll post a video once a month. I'm not sure. Maybe it will be every couple of weeks. It could be several months before I post my next video. Not really sure. But the goal is really just to have fun and sort of just show what I have done so far. Or not all of it, but some of the things that I've done so far. Yeah, so that's the goal, really. I guess these two are redundant, but alas, that's okay. So, first, let's do 3 and 4 now. So, now this was about 3 years ago. Now, maybe 2.5. Let's see if I can move this up here. Okay. So this is a predecessor to the language I'll be showing in this video today and in future videos until I feel that it is time to move on. This is not the actual writing system. This is a predecessor to it. It was not fully developed, and so ignore. Yeah, the pronunciation means literally nothing. This means nothing. Some of it means something. Some of it I used now, but I just wanted to show quickly just some basic stuff. The verbs were really strange. I was quite lazy about the verbs, and so I had this idea of having only like 10 verbs, but that did not work out very well. Not very well at all. Here's some example sentences I made. This writing system goes right to left. The new one also goes right to left. Some more words. Okay, that's not important at all. Okay, and so this is just like a small dictionary of that old language. And so let's put that over there. Let's not show some of the stuff. And for the old style, the original one that I made, this is some more vocabulary that I had made. Like I said, this is for fun, so not very organized about it. Always gotta think things through, so I'm not always thinking things through as before I start the video, just kind of winging it here and there. So you can see I had made numbers and kind of tossed all that out. And let's go quickly past this. Hopefully everything is good. Now we get to here. So I wrote like a short story in the language. As it goes this way, the pages turn this way. And then let's jump ahead. This isn't important yet. And here is this story here. I am currently translating into the newer version of the language I created. I created the language a couple weeks ago. I'll turn the page. Yes, this does not turn the proper way. The other way, there's something written on there, and so I couldn't use it. So this story here, I am currently translating into the updated language, if you will. Neither of them have neither of these languages have names per se. So now, let's get into a little bit of number 4 while I continue to do number 3. So, I just want to show you how things go, because it doesn't always start out that great. And then, yeah. So, what I started out doing, let's go over here, is so this, hopefully you can see everything. Oh, that's not showing my computer too much. Okay, so, okay, so, this is the new writing system. This is my original sheet. I just did it on some loose paper I had. Yep. And so this is some of the, as you can see, it's X'd out. This is no longer valid, any of these words. This part over here, I'm using, but this part and this part. So as you can see, I did that and it didn't work out, and this is grammar based on it, and again, it didn't pan out, which is normal, I've found. So I usually start with the writing system. Well, yes, usually I start with the writing system now. And so here is the sort of official writing system. And it should be noted that on the back are some pronunciations. If you can read that and whatnot. Sorry that this video is so poorly made. So these, let's see if we can get on this side. All these have pronunciation or sounds romanized, if you will, associated with them, and these do not yet. They, I think, are more in line with grammar. Like I'm gonna use them to connect adjectives and things like that. Sorry if you can hear a fan. Anyways, so quickly talk about that. Oh, and one thing to note, this is a syllabary. Similar to how Japanese functions, not the same, but similar. These characters are vowels, and then these characters, it doesn't work anything like Japanese does. It is just similar in that it's called a syllabary. It represents syllables, essentially. And so, because in the language that I created here are the vowels, and then you add strokes to add consonants. That's the words I was looking for. And they match up over here, as you can see. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 vowel sounds. You cannot create any more. So if you have 2 vowel sounds next to each other, I'm not sure if that's official or not yet. It's still in, like I said, this is still being constructed. If I haven't said that, then I'm saying it now. It is still being constructed, so I'm not sure if vowels can go next to each other or not. And if they can, maybe or maybe not, you can combine the vowel sounds. I'm not sure. In Japanese, that's what happens, but in a language I created in the past, I decided that shouldn't happen. Maybe I'll show that language. That one's much more developed, but hold on. Well, I will hold on showing that one. Yeah. Sorry I'm so tongue-tied. I'm quite nervous. Very shy. Anyways, so this part has no pronunciations associated with it yet. I don't know if I'm going to use the and n sounds or what. Not sure yet. So now let's do a quick overview. So this is grammar. I am now showing you some grammar stuff. So these are conjugations, present tense, past tense, future tense, and neutral tense. This is probably respectful or polite is what I'm going for. We'll see how it turns out. And so this is all the future tense ones. This is all the past tense ones. As you can see, I wrote some and then they were already being used, so I crossed them out. Not applicable, not applicable. Did I get rid of... No, this one's still good. A lot of lines in the language, and so sometimes it looks like a cross out. I need to get better at that. This word here, not sure if it's official or not yet. It's still in the works. Because I changed how the words were made, and this was a word made before I changed how words were made. And so we'll see. And this is the rough English translation of... This over here is the rough English translation of the grammar over here. Hopefully you can see that fairly well. So, let's see if it will focus. There we go. So this top one, as you can see, I changed whether that character should be in there or not. Coordinates with go. I go, the word I is in there. It's right here. I go. So, it's a quick overview of the grammar. That one, I'm pretty sure that's set in stone, but I got an entire year into my last language, and then I completely changed the grammar. Or conjugation, really. Didn't completely change the grammar. And so I'll show some quick vocab. I'm going to start trying to use these smaller pieces of paper so you can see in these videos instead of these larger ones where I have to bend all the time. Maybe I'll work on that later. So here are just some vocab words like mountain and name. These are just things that have popped up in the translation I'm doing right now. Here's some things I call grammar stuff. So the translations are into English are a bit not exact. They're more supposed to be what they would be in this language, in the language I made, and then the close equivalent in English. So yeah, I think I've made close to a couple hundred mainly verbs so far in this language. I am using another language I created to help me create words in this language, and in that language I have several hundred words already. I did create a very basic language before that one, which I used in that one, but I mainly used English and Japanese to help create words, and a little bit of Greek and Latin, I think. Very, very small amount for the other language, and so so sometimes the words in this language are influenced in another language by English or Japanese and then brought into this language. Just to, make things more complicated. Yay. Anyway, so here is the first several sentences of... Hold on, let me get this out. So disorganized. But not really going for seriousness. Just for funsies. So this thing I showed you earlier, this is an exact translation of that. Not exact, but it's a line-for-line translation. I'm not sure if I'm going to fluff it up or not, but we will see. It's a very slow process right now. I only work on it maybe an hour every day, maybe. Not even every day. Usually on my break at work, I work on it. Okay, so now that I've introduced my current language, which has no name, let's get to the ending. And so, basically, let's talk about the future. Like I said, I don't know when I'll post my next video. Maybe I'll go into a little bit more detail about this, or how conjugation works, maybe do some example sentences, maybe change my setup. I'm not left-handed, so I can't write with my left hand. I am right-handed. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do. I hope that it will be posted in August of 2020, but who knows? I am also considering making a website. When that comes to fruition, again, hopefully in August, I'll post a link, maybe post a video about it. Not quite sure. And so kind of the ending of this video is, I like creating languages. I do it for fun. It's not very serious. So there's lots of mistakes I make. Sometimes I'm not even sure the language is going to function. I didn't even talk about the sentence structure. Let me do that real quickly as a quick ending. So, I don't know why, but I quite often like putting the verb first. So, basically what I do is, so let's quickly do this. So English is subject, verb, object. Japanese is subject, object, verb. And I quite often like making verb, subject, object. I have no idea if that actually works or not. It seems to, but like I said, this is just for fun. Not super serious. And so this is kind of how I've been structuring most of my languages. I have only created 2. The reason I do this is because I try to avoid making them too Japanese-like or too English-like, because my brain is used to that. Those, especially English style, the subject, the verb, object. Obviously, those are rough sentences structure. And so because I'm used to that, I kind of default into the English. And if I try to do the Japanese, even though I'm not very good at Japanese, but it might just devolve into a typical Japanese style sentence, even though they kind of do a little bit. So I decided to do this, the verb, subject, object, to kind of spice it up. I'm not sure if there are any languages that do this. It would be really cool to learn about that, but I study languages, but I just like making them for funsies. And so hopefully you enjoyed the video, and yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please like it. If you want to see more of my videos whenever they happen, please subscribe. Yeah, hopefully everything goes well for you in your life and everything. Alright, goodbye.